In the era of Botox, plastic surgery, hair transplants, and more, we often find that celebs look pretty young and fresh for longer than perhaps they should. But even as they age and can pay to look their best, we have to remember they all came from somewhere. And that means they grew up just like everyone else, with awkward haircuts, terrible outfits, and weird smiles. In this video, we'll be taking a look at some rare photos of celebs that captured them before they became famous. From Tina Fey to Robin Williams to Bill Nye, check out these hilarious photos of early stars as Facts First presents rare photos of celebrities before they were famous. Robin Williams. The late Robin Williams may have left this world far too soon, but not before he gave us decades of entertainment and laughter. The beloved comic spent his early years performing stand-up, being charming on talk shows, and starring in sitcoms like Mork and Mindy. Eventually, he shifted into movies, making us laugh, cry, and everything in between in features like Dead Poets Society, Aladdin, and Mrs. Doubtfire. But before all of that, he was just an ordinary kid with dreams of making it big. He worked as a bartender, a busboy, and other odd jobs to make ends meet in his early days. And before that, he attended high school. This early photo of Robin, before he was a household name, is from his senior year in high school when he was 18. He looks a bit younger, but still has that same wry smirk that made us all love watching him on screen. Jim Carrey. Speaking of legendary funny men, here's a great shot of Jim Carrey circa the 1980s. Carrey's early days of struggle are very well known, as his family tried their best to make ends meet in Canada. They were even homeless for a brief time. This was back in the days when Carrey wrote $1 million check for himself, promising to one day make enough money that he could cash it and not have it bounce. And boy, did he ever deliver on that promise. In his heyday, Jim was the highest paid actor in showbiz, raking in millions for lead roles in movies like Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura, and The Mask. Jim has had a long career and has even expanded into the world of art in his later years. But early on, he and his brother took on odd jobs like being janitors and security guards. At some point, he dropped out of school, started doing stand-up in Toronto, and the rest is history. Morgan Freeman. In the movie Bruce Almighty, Morgan Freeman starred alongside Jim Carrey, literally playing God. His screen presence and famous voice made for a perfect choice to play a deity, and it was just one of the many roles he's played to tremendous acclaim over the course of his long career. This shot is of Freeman as an enlisted member of the U.S. Air Force. He served from 1955 to 59, so the picture would have to be from sometime during that span. Serving in the Air Force was something he chose to do, even though at the time he was already on his way to becoming a working actor. That's because he'd been offered a drama scholarship to Jackson State University, but the call to serve was too strong, and he joined the Air Force instead. But of course, upon completing his service, he dove back in headfirst to acting. He had a starring role in The Electric Company, a kids' TV show in the 1970s, and from there, it was only upwards. He's one of the most cherished talents of all time in the film and TV world. Tom Hanks. If the hair in this photo seems a little off, we can blame it on the decade, because it's of Tom Hanks in 1974, when haircuts like this weren't all that unusual, but we're happy it's not one he has kept to this day. Hanks got the inspiration to become an actor when he read a play called The Iceman Cometh by Eugene O'Neill. So around the time this photo was taken, he enrolled at Cal State University to study in their theater program. He balanced his studies with acting and school productions, as well as working on the crew for a local theater. Like many actors, he decided he'd had enough schooling and wanted to get out into the real world. So he dropped out of school and started auditioning. After a few minor successes, including the sitcom Bosom Buddies, Hanks finally became a big name after landing a lead role in the movie Splash. Fast forward a few decades, and Hanks is now perhaps the most beloved movie icon in American history and has the many awards and accolades to go along with it. Prince. This photo of music legend Prince was taken in 1975 when the budding star was only 17. But judging by the afro, the great clothing choices, and the vibe, he was clearly not in an awkward teen stage. It's quite possible Prince was just born cool. Of course, he wasn't born famous, so he had to work hard to hone his craft as a performer and a songwriter. And that he did. In the year this photo was taken, Prince joined his first band and they got signed to a record deal. But his talent was too great to be a part of someone else's outfit. He went solo, and within 5 years, he was already making waves. By the mid-1980s, he was one of the biggest names in the industry, selling out venues and churning out hits. Though we lost the eccentric, sexy, and uber-talented singer-songwriter in 2016, his music will undoubtedly be playing for as long as there are devices still around to play music on. Susan Sarandon. This shot of legendary actress Susan Sarandon from 1963 puts her at about 17 years old, but her gorgeous and highly recognizable look has clearly been with her for her entire life. Sarandon has had a lengthy and successful career as one of the top stars in her field, turning in performances as varied as Janet Weiss in Rocky Horror Picture Show, to the sexy vixen Annie Savoy in Bull Durham, to the stoic and compassionate Sister Helen Prejean in her Oscar-winning role in Dead Man Walking. Sarandon has seemed to defy the laws of aging too, as she's remained gorgeous as she gets up there in years. Bill Gates. While Bill Gates isn't a Hollywood celebrity, he's certainly one of the biggest celebs in the world. The founder of Microsoft and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is considered one of the most brilliant tech founders in history and has occasionally been the richest man in the world. But that doesn't mean he's been well behaved all the time. This photo shows him at perhaps not one of the best days in his life. In 1977, he was arrested in Albuquerque for failing to stop at a stop sign and for not having his license with him when he was pulled over. So a 22-year-old Bill was dragged to the station and these mug shots were taken. Perhaps the wry smile in the photo is because he knew someday he'd be able to buy the whole police station if he wanted, or even the city of Albuquerque. Bill Nye. Bill Nye, aka Bill Nye the Science Guy, has enjoyed a long career as the purveyor of science knowledge for kids of all ages. More recently, he's taken on the role of debunking science-related myths on social media. Before that, he had a long-running TV show where he not only made basic science concepts easier to understand, but fun to learn about as well. In this photo, Nye sits with some microscopes in his 9th grade class at the prestigious Sidwell Friends School in Washington, D.C. Clearly, he was into science from an early age, and it's nice he was able to make such a big career out of it. Gwen Stefani. Gwen Stefani has had a long and storied career as a part of the seminal pop-punk band No Doubt, as a solo artist, and as a judge on reality TV. For decades now, she's been the epitome of cool, female empowerment and talent. Before any of her fame and fortune, she was just a girl, see what we did there, looking to play music with her friends. This photo is of an 18-year-old Gwen in 1987, posing with her friends and bandmates in No Doubt. This was clearly before Gwen had discovered her trademark looks as a fashion and rock diva, so we can't blame her for rocking what looks like an outfit she stole from a teacher. She was just a youngster. Thankfully, she managed to branch out from this look and became the music legend we know and love. Tina Fey. Tina Fey has become a standard bearer for comedy in the last few decades, having written for and starred on SNL and created the all-time classic sitcom 30 Rock. Add in the mix from many movies like Baby Mama and Mean Girls, plus a best-selling memoir, and clearly Tina is the epitome of comedic success. But before she became an icon of the entertainment industry, she had to go through some awkward phases. Case in point, this photo, which shows a 16-year-old Tina posing with her brother and with rock star Elvis Costello. Even though Tina looks a little bit thrown by the encounter, we're sure she was incredibly psyched to meet the music legend. Fortunately, she figured out some cooler ways to pose for photos in the years since. Now it's time to hear from you. Which of these early celeb photos was the funniest to see? Let us know in the comments section below.